What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about the Huawei Matebook Foldable Ultimate Design. Yeah, not the world's first foldable laptop, but probably the world's best. Let's go! So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that quite a few of you won't have known about this product. I didn't know about this product until about a week ago, to be honest, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And already the interest, the buzz is high. Well, this isn't leaks or rumours because the product is now available. Huawei have released their 18-inch foldable laptop in China, and of course, your average dad tech store has it for sale. But before you go rushing to check the website or buy, you might want to know that it's not cheap. There are two variants to choose from in terms of size. You can go for the 32 gigabytes of RAM with 1 terabyte of storage for £3,699. Or you can go for the 2 terabytes of storage paired with 32 gigs of RAM for £4,099. So double the storage for an extra £500. But again, remember your loyalty 3 off discount code taking between £100 and £120 off that price. I know it's expensive, but I just want to touch on the specs and remind you that when the Huawei Mate X-T, the world's first tri-folding phone, was released, it cost £5,000 on the grey market through importing. So this is cheaper and it's, 4 times the size, space-wise. Speaking of that size, let's discuss. The product itself is an 18-inch foldable tablet, essentially, coming in at just under 15 millimeters thick folded. Yes, 18 inches folded, coming in at just 1.5 centimeters folded is mental. And then unfolded, 7.2 or 7.3 millimeters thin. Sheer insanity when you consider that everything is in this monitor, essentially. The batteries, the hardware, the chips, the ports, the speakers, the camera, everything packed into this really thin but massive screen. Now, the foldable screen itself is dual layer OLED. Yes, dual layer OLED technology to help with durability, because you are going to be folding and unfolding this thing quite a lot. And the display itself is pretty epic. It's like 3,500 by 5,000 pixels. It's 120 hertz. It's 1600 nits of peak brightness. It really does look stunning. And between you and I, as someone that uses a Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, which is like 14.6 inches for a tablet, I use that to watch content in bed at nights on a plane. I might be that person using an 18-inch tablet to view some content on an airplane or even in bed at night, because the display looks stunning and the 6 speakers included should be pretty damn epic. Yes, this is going to be a little media consumption powerhouse. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hold on. £4,000 for a foldable tablet? Well, no, because as mentioned, it is a laptop. You can fold the 18-inch screen into a 13-inch laptop. The bottom of the display turns into a virtual keyboard, or you can use the included physical keyboard, attach it magnetically to the bottom of the screen, and you've got a nice portable 13-inch laptop. Note, when the physical keyboard is attached, you can't close the laptop anymore. So please, for God's sake, don't fold the laptop with the physical keyboard attached. Another route you could go down is to have the 18-inch screen propped up with the included kickstand, and then have the physical keyboard magnetically attached at the front, so it's an 18-inch monitor with the keyboard attached. And then of course you can get an external mouse if you don't want to use a keyboard, trackpad, and any other peripherals you want. But inside the box you are getting the display, the cable, the charger, and the keyboard. And in terms of colours, there are a few different colours. The 1TB comes in blue and white, and the 2TB comes in only black. Now, other hardwares, there's like 4 ports on here, fast Thunderbolt ports. There's also, as mentioned, 6 built-in speakers, 4 built-in microphones. So hardware-wise, you're absolutely covered in terms of a laptop, tablet, whatever you want to call this thing. Where things get slightly different, as it does with every single Huawei product release nowadays, it's the software. So it's running Harmony OS 5, so Harmony's software, not Next that I can see. And in terms of chipset, no word from Huawei, nowhere I can see what kind of current chip they're using, if indeed it is a current chip. But 32 gigs of RAM and all that storage, it's going to be fast enough and powerful enough for anything you want to do. What I'm more intrigued to see when I get my unit in the next 3 or 4 days is how Harmony OS works as an actual software, as an interface and platform to use as a laptop. What documents do you have? What Excel or their version of Sheets do they use? Having owned an XT, I briefly dabbled in some of their Office products, but on a laptop, these are really, really key. And as someone that strictly uses Google and Google Chrome for their business and work, I just don't know how the Huawei will work. However, ding, 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 a slight bonus, much like there are workarounds on the phones of Huawei, seems like it's not much of a workaround. In fact, it seems like it's just a couple of very simple steps to have Windows 11 Pro or Windows 11 installed on this device. So as I touched on there, I will have this device in studio on Wednesday. I will be doing an unboxing and first impressions and setup. And this is one of those products, kind of like the Mate XT, where should you go out and spend £4,000 or £3,500 on this device? Probably not. Is it going to be the world's best laptop? No. Is it going to be the world's fastest laptop? No. But Huawei are the masters of scratching itches you never knew you had. Yeah, there's an analogy that you probably won't hear very often, but think about this. The Mate XT was certainly a tri-fold phone I never thought I wanted, but absolutely loved. The Huawei Pura X was a completely different form factor I hadn't even thought of. In all my years reviewing foldable phones, I never even thought of a passport style clamshell foldable phone. But Huawei scratched that itch for people. And I can assure you that Huawei Mate XT and Huawei Pura X sale through my store are doing very, very well, which can only mean that they're doing very, very well globally as well. And then there's Huawei Matebook Foldable Ultimate Design. Is it scratching an itch for some people? Well, again, I can tell you that 3 have already sold through my site already before making this video. There is a market out there for basically anything. This is not a video where I'm going to advocate you should rush out and buy. I've not even tried the unit yet. This is just one of those videos where I'm telling you, look, this exists. How intriguing. But having seen the videos that you've just seen clips of there, I just think it's brilliant. I think they've, again, scratched an itch for people. So, as mentioned, I'll be back with my first impressions and unboxing and some form of setup of the Huawei Matebook Fold Ultimate Design. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and until next time,